Hello! So today I'm going to be redrawing some old art that I did way back when in 2017. So in that year I did a challenge where you would draw an illustration every single day for the entire year. Basically like Inktober for the whole year, only I didn't have prompts either, and I was the only one doing it, so it was kind of dumb. I did manage to do it, which I'm very proud of. But obviously drawing every day like that, I did start to run out of ideas at some points, and also I was very short on time at other points because obviously I only have the day to do it, and I do go to uni every day and I do other stuff, so yeah, it took some careful scheduling, but I managed to do it. My point was that not all of the drawings from this year are that great. Yeah, so I thought this would be a nice one to try and redraw. I drew it back in 2017 when I was 18 years old, and I'm redrawing it now at the age of 20. So I think 2 years practice does a lot. Like, I didn't realise until I'd done this, but 2 years practice really makes a difference. If you stick around to the end of the video, you'll be able to see just the improvements in basic technical knowledge. It really does make a difference. Yeah, as you can see in the old one, I wasn't very concerned about any of that stuff. I tried, but I wasn't exactly successful. My idea of a colour scheme was to just put every colour on there and hope that I got a few right. So yeah, practice really does make perfect is the main lesson I learned from this. Another reason that I wanted to redraw this was because seeing that improvement really does give me motivation to keep on going with my professional development. So I thought I'd also share some other things that I do to help keep myself motivated. Like I said, I like to redraw old art, but if you don't have time for that or you just don't want to, even just looking at old art and comparing it to your more recent stuff can really motivate you because it helps you see the difference in skill set. It really does help you see how far you've come and how much practice really does pay off. I also like looking at artists that I follow and artists that inspire me and their recent works. Now, a lot of people look at other practitioners' work under quite a negative light because they feel that they'll never be as good as them or as talented as them, or they'll never reach their level. But I think that's an entirely unfair perspective to have, because when you're looking at a professional that will more than likely have much more experience than you, or at least different experiences than you, so they're going to be more skilled in different kinds of areas. I like to look at other people's work as a motivational tactic. So if I see that someone's work is a lot better than mine, then I like to take inspiration from that, and it makes me want to work harder in the hopes that one day I'll be on their level. Not necessarily doing what they do, but just doing what I do best, but on the same professional level. They also started out somewhere, so if they can do it, why can't I? So yeah, I think it's just about shifting perspective on a few things. Another thing that I like to do to keep me motivated just day to day is to take pictures of random things that I see when I go outside, which isn't as often as it should be. But yeah, I just like taking pictures of random bits of architecture or random plants or just random things that I think look nice. So then I start to build a personal gallery of reference photos that I may or may not use in a future project or a future drawing, or just if I'm stuck for ideas I can just go back and draw one of my reference pictures. But yeah, I think it's good to get your own reference pictures because you can usually tell if two people have used the same reference photo, and it kind of ruins the magic a little bit if you can see that they just drew someone else's photograph. Like, at least if you take your own photograph, if people still know what it is, you still have a unique angle on it that no one else has probably captured. So it's always good to get in the habit of doing. Additionally, to develop my skill set further, I like to try all kinds of different things. So don't stick to one thing just because it's what you're comfortable with. Obviously I like doing traditional painting and illustrations with ink and watercolours and all that, but I also like doing digital art. I also like doing random other bits of medium with gouache and different kinds of paints. or even 3D models, like little maquettes. I've done those before and they're really fun. I've even tried wood carving and pyrography, which is where you burn the wood with a red hot piece of metal. It's really fun. I also do a bit of sewing, which I'm very mediocre at, but it's still a skill set that I have and that may come in useful in a future project. So it's always good to try different things. Another thing that I would highly suggest if you are, like me, trying to develop yourself and you always want to get better, is to not burn yourself out. Don't set a pace that you won't be able to maintain for a long period of time. You need to schedule in some rest time as well. And just don't be too harsh on yourself. Yes, you need to get the work done, but if you're dead tired while doing it, then it's not going to be any fun anymore, and then you're going to start associating the thing that you love doing with negativity, and that just makes you less inclined to do what you usually love doing, which is a bit sad. Alternatively, you do need to follow through with the things that you say you're going to do, and you do need to put in the work. If you just keep saying that you're going to practice all these different things but never get around to doing it, then you're not really the only one losing out there is you. So, and procrastination is the worst kind of rest because you just stress about all the work that you're not doing and you feel guilt over not doing what you should be doing. So the best bet is to just do the things that you want to do, but leave time for you to rest and reflect on what you have done. It's all about balance. But that's up for you to decide because everyone's different. Some people like to work more, some people like to sit back and think more so they can come up with better ideas. It's all up to you. But just make sure you get that rest because you don't want to burn yourself out. It's not fun. The last thing I would say is to stop getting discouraged. If you're not good at something, then you've found an area that you need to practice, and at least you know that that's a weakness so that you can practice it so it doesn't become a weakness when it really counts. Don't look at other people's work in a negative light. Look at it as positive motivation. And just enjoy yourself more. Everyone that goes into this industry usually does it because it's what they love to do and it's been their hobby for the longest time. So to feel negative about it is gonna just take the fun out of it, and isn't that the whole point? Just have fun with what you're doing. Yeah, so I really like how this drawing turned out. Like I mentioned before, just the improvement in basic skill is pretty good for 2 years. It really shows that practice pays off. So yeah, I think it'd make a pretty good print as well. I'm gonna set up my shop soon, so let me know if you think this would make a good print or not, or if you would buy it, or if I'm just wasting my time. But yeah, I think it'll look cool. So I guess I'll see you guys in the next one, whenever that may be.